The footage you are about to see is presented as recorded. It all begins with a chilling urban legend known locally as the sanctuary theory. The theory connects Jack the Ripper's 1888 reign of terror in London. It posits his escape from England and his potential arrival in industrial Chicago. This aligns with the founding of St. Vincent's College, DePaul's predecessor, in 1898. The college was built on Father Smith's farm by the Vincentian religious order. Our investigation began with a strange discrepancy in the university's archival maps. We focused on the building now known as Burn Hall on North Kenmore Avenue. Historical blueprints showed a walled-off, unaccounted-for space in the building's subbasement. The original St. Vincent's College building on this site was actually razed in 1906. This means the sealed space is part of the original 1898 foundation. It was buried beneath the new construction that began on the site in 1905. An older, more detailed map labeled this inaccessible area simply Coal Storage 4. This suggested the space was intentionally sealed and then forgotten by institutional memory. We decided the only way to verify this anomaly was a direct investigation. Under the cover of darkness, we entered the sub-basement of the old building. Our path led us through old boiler rooms and dusty, silent maintenance corridors. The man who oversaw this campus expansion was its first president, Peter Byrne. The official Vincentian mission was to serve the poor and help the destitute. This benevolent history felt deeply at odds with where we were now heading. The historical map led us to a specific section of wall in a corridor. The brickwork here was noticeably newer than the surrounding foundation, a clear patch. Tapping on the wall confirmed our theory. It was completely hollow behind it. There was no door, no handle, just a seamless brick facade sealing something. This building was used for college classes until 1924, then became a high school. Decades of constant renovations provided the perfect cover for a space to get lost. As we searched for a potential entry point, we found something completely unexpected. A heavy cast iron maintenance grate was bolted directly into the concrete floor nearby. After several minutes of difficult work, we managed to break the rusted bolts. Lifting the grate revealed a dark, narrow crawl space leading horizontally into pure blackness. This was our point of no return. The exact moment theory became reality. The air that rose from the dark opening was stale, cold, and dead. One by one, we lowered ourselves into the tight, claustrophobic earthen tunnel. The space was barely wide enough for a single person to crawl through. We moved slowly, our lights cutting through over a century of undisturbed dust. Every sound was amplified in the narrow passage, including our own ragged breathing. The tunnel seemed to stretch on, designed to prolong the journey inward. After about 30 feet, the earthen tunnel opened into a much larger space. We emerged from the crawl space, standing up inside of the hidden brick room. This was not coal storage, it was a small, windowless 10 by 10 foot cell. The walls were covered from the floor to the ceiling in thousands of tally marks. They were scratched deep into the brick with stone, or perhaps with just fingernails. Each individual mark represented a day, a week, a desperate count of passing time. A simple, single iron ring was bolted into the far wall near the floor. This space was designed for long-term, secret, and absolute human confinement. The official Vincentian motto is to bring the good news to the poor. There was no good news here, only evidence of profound and isolated suffering. This place was a direct contradiction to the university's entire founding public mission. The sheer number of marks suggested someone was held captive here for years. The madness of this prolonged isolation was etched into the very chamber walls. Near the floor, tucked in a corner, we found a more deliberate carving. Two distinct initials were etched into the brick, the letters J and M. Beneath them was a date, clearly legible after all this time, the year 1898. This date was the exact year St. Vincent's College first opened its doors. With only 70 students initially, a secret like this was horrifyingly plausible. As the full reality set in, the temperature in the cell suddenly plummeted. Our own breath began to fog in the cold beams of our flashlights. An overwhelming sense of being intensely watched filled the small, enclosed chamber. Then we heard it, a single, sharp scraping sound from inside the tunnel. It was the distinct sound of metal dragging slowly across the concrete floor. The horrifying noise was coming from the crawl space we had just exited through. Whatever made that terrible sound was now between us and our only exit. We did not wait to identify the source. We scrambled back toward it. Absolute panic took over as we pushed our way back into the narrow tunnel. The scraping sound was getting closer, moving toward us from the open grate. My camera caught only frantic, disorienting images of dirt, brick, and pure fear. We crawled desperately, pushing past one another to reach the opening up ahead. The sound was right behind us, a constant, rhythmic dragging in the oppressive dark. It never sped up, but it never, ever stopped its slow, deliberate advance. We burst out of the opening, one after another, into the basement air. In our terror, we made a critical, unforgivable, and ultimately final error. We fled, leaving the heavy cast iron grate lying wide open on the floor. We never stopped to secure it, to bolt it back into its concrete place. Whatever was in that cell is no longer confined there.